What's up guys, Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. Let's kick it off. First up, by Casper Labs, we have this thread right here. Smart cities are building on Casper. Here's how we created an open permission-based blockchain network for the city of Chengdu, China. Now this is one single industry vertical that Casper's going after. Keep in mind that they have a person from Cisco that worked on smart cities and building that for years. But we also have to remember WM.in-service and Actus, which is a standard for financial contracts. I think that will be massive, and why? Because WM.in-service is one of the global leaders. So when you're talking financial contracts, smart cities, intellectual property and that tokenization, a variety of gaming investments, and the tokenization of bonds. There is a Hyperledger demo leveraging Casper and IBM. So we have this gentleman right here representing IBM alongside Casper Labs. As you can see, that CSPR.live, the block explorer right there, being used to verify a tokenized bond transaction in tandem with IBM. Now going back to smart cities, we have this thread put together by Tokenizer, an absolute must follow. Some solid connections in the Casper team. Key highlights, we can see head of digital smart cities Cisco. We have global lead at Google for 11 years. And if we go to the Masari report, Casper the Friendly Enterprise Layer 1, I'm going to show you this. We're going to do Control F and then the word Google. And we can see at the very bottom, and this is super weird, we've covered this before, but we can see in early January, Casper Labs plans to announce a partnership with Google. Now they have not announced a partnership with Google, but it does make you wonder, because they should be announcing the next Fortune 100 company that they're partnering with any day now. Now, I'm sure you guys remember some of my guesses in the telecom space. Some of those members are on Hyperledger's foundation next to Hedera, Casper, Ripple. So remember this Casper Hyperledger interoperability demo with the tokenization of bonds. And this came out today. Siemens, another massive organization. Siemens issues the first digital bond on blockchain. So we're seeing Siemens, we're seeing JP Morgan, we're seeing massive banks and other institutions actually issuing digital bonds. This is the first digital bond on public blockchain in accordance with Germany's Electronic Securities Act. And please go to nucleusfinance.com and learn more about this, because this is super interesting. Just to touch on this briefly, this is about the standardization of smart contracts for any XRP holders or any ISO 222 fans for different projects. We can see Actus, basically a unified standard for financial contracts. And keep in mind, this entire thing with Nucleus Finance is built on Casper, as it says verbatim right there. In WM.in-service right here, partnering with Nucleus Finance, which is built on Casper, discussing tokenization as a service. This group is the central authority and data provider for the global financial market. And we can see Casper Labs right here for Nucleus Finance, a JV between Casper Labs and this Ariadne Business Analytics. So WM.in-service, Germany, coming back to Siemens with this first digital bond, in accordance with Germany's Electronic Securities Act. The bond has a volume of 60 million euros. Now, speaking of Germany, speaking of Siemens, speaking of bond tokenization and tokenization as a service, we can see Casper. This was back in October, but we have to remember, we're excited to announce the Siemens Tech for Sustainability initiative, calling Casper developers to get involved in the hackathon and solve real-world challenges. So right on ecosystem.siemens.com, they're explaining this hackathon, and we can see Casper was involved. Next up, by Casper Network, and I want to emphasize, the recent deployment between IPWE and Casper launched 25 million patent NFTs that are intellectual property that are tokenized to be tradable and traceable, 100% on Casper Network. And they said, in quotes, this is the largest blockchain deployments in history. And almost nobody in the crypto community is paying attention to Casper. Back in 2021, when I entered DAG at 1.5 cents, the community was strong, but they were small. Once DAG did a 70x from the low during the bullish cycle, the community grew. This is how I see Casper, as we are just riding the low prices. It is yet to experience a bull run. In my personal opinion, the community will grow massively when Casper sees some positive price action. Casper Network is one of the most legitimate, most future-proof, most unrecognized layer 1s in this space that has upgradability, the only layer 1 protocol that can upgrade smart contracts. We can see the NFT market is becoming a fertile breeding ground for swindlers and counterfeiters. Now we have this NASDAQ article right here, and we can see Ralph of Casper Association writes this. Until now, there have been no effective means to prevent someone from minting NFTs created from assets the minters don't own. If someone can download an image of another person's artwork, they can easily create NFTs out of it. What's needed here is a robust solution allowing for safe storage, authentication, and verification of NFTs. And the Casper blockchain has the answers. The answer is Trusted Execution Environments, or TEEs, which allow NFT minters to execute code in a secure environment that cannot be tampered with, as computation within the T can't actually be accessed by any other program, even the actual operating system. This means that NFT creators who have minted with NFT can provide absolute confirmation that they are the original owner. They will be the only ones with the appropriate keys. The keys, metadata, and NFT itself can all be stored together in a secure fashion. This puts the power back in the hands of the creator. It makes for an overall more trustworthy NFT marketplace. And Casper Network has begun implementing these solutions. We see Dr. Martin, he is head of research over at Uphold, highlighting another article written by Ralph, who again is a board member of Casper Association. And if you have time, I recommend looking up this article because this was an amazing read, discussing smart financial contracts and also referencing Actus, the unified standard for financial contracts. Remember working with WM. Service and Nucleus Finance, which is built on Casper. And this article discusses the future of asset tokenization. I am not talking about NFTs of a CryptoPunk. I'm talking about a bottle of wine. I'm talking about real estate properties, a deed to your house, intellectual property, which is already being launched on Casper as we speak, and discussing intelligent security tokens. And the key to success of this new DLT-based infrastructure of capital markets, the big money. Yes, gaming is a cool ecosystem, but there is way more money in capital markets. Trade finance and traditional finance, that is where the trillions exist. The success lies in the complete readability and executability of these contracts by machines. And of course, Actus, which is side by side with Casper. Now this is a really cool article, and this is the CEO of Casper, discussing the history, the future, their background, and their investors. Renal says, I discovered Bitcoin in 2010 because my roommate at the time was one of the biggest Bitcoin miners in the world. Bear in mind, this is 2010, there's no Coinbase. You're writing keys down on paper. So he had a rack of servers and he was like 5% of hash power of the entire Bitcoin network. Insane. Now you guys know I'm a big fan and a big holder of HBAR since it launched in 2019. Once it did a 60x from its all-time low price, the community got a lot bigger. And of course, the governing council members, the HBAR Foundation, they are massive and it seems really promising long-term. Now with HBAR's current supply, and I know a little bit of supply will be leaking into circulation over time, they have a finite amount of 50 billion. Casper right now is 11.5 billion. And there's people concerned about Casper's supply, which doesn't make sense. If you did the basic math, even in 10 years, Casper's supply will still be smaller than HBAR, XLM, XRP, ADA, Doge, you name it. Now I think HBAR can be a top 10 project someday. It's going to be a volatile ride. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. But I think at the end of the day, utility and solving real problems is what will matter. But what I like about Casper is its market cap is significantly smaller than HBAR. If Casper today had the market capitalization of HBAR, that would be a 21-cent Casper, almost a 6x return from here, just to be next to HBAR in the coin market cap ranking. It has a lot of upside. And coming back to this thread by Tokenizer, I forgot to go through this, we can see the solid team connections for Casper. We discussed Cisco, building smart cities, global lead at Google. We have customer adoption co-lead for Consensus, and strategy consultant for Accenture. Accenture is one of the largest companies in the world for digital transformation. I know several employees. And remember that Accenture was one of the first investors behind a company called Ripple. So we can see right here, 14 years, head of digital transformation, smart cities, country digital acceleration, Switzerland. And remember, we just shared Casper being the blockchain for the city of Chengdu, China. And Tokenizer right here, emphasis on digital transformation for smart cities at Cisco. Casper is a key partner with the Blockchain Service Network. China is the blockchain for Fuzhou. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate if you could hit the like button, let me know your thoughts down below, and my link tree is linked in the top of this YouTube video description, with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.